Some days we on the 208 team decide it would be a good idea to take a shot in the dark. Look up some random city in Idaho and just give them a call, see what's up. Today was one of those days. We typed smallest city in Idaho into the old Google machine, and it came up with this place in the Panhandle. A sub-city, it's called, smack dab in the middle of Coeur d'Alene and Post Falls. The sign out front says it was incorporated in 1905, so it's been around and been a city for a long time. But as we found out today, it may not be for much longer. Apparently, it's the smallest city in Idaho, like just 30 acres.
Yep, and I was unaware of that. I know it's a tiny town. It's sort of sandwiched between Coeur d'Alene, which is large, and Post Falls, which is large and growing.
What's the name of your town? How do you say it?
It's Huetter.
Huetter.
Mm-hmm.
How many different versions of the town have you heard?
We all pronounce it the same way. A lot of people say Hooter or something like that, but Huetter has always been the pronunciation.
Yeah, you probably don't want to be known as Hooter.
No.
What goes on in the town of Huetter?
Not very much.
So how would you describe Huetter?
It's a really tiny bedroom community. Back in the 70s, it was kind of a burgeoning little town. It was on the main highway, on Highway 10, before I-90 went through. There was a sawmill and a bar and a dance club. But after the freeway went through and the other towns around it started growing, the population really changed, and it's now mostly rentals.
Mostly rentals. Like, for a fact, you don't even live there. Is that correct?
No, I own one of the apartment buildings.
How many people would you say do live there?
That live in a house they own? Maybe five. Between 5 and 8.
5 to 8 people.
Uh-huh.
But it has like a population of about 100 right now.
Right.
Wow. Okay. There's a mayor? Is that correct?
No, we no longer have a mayor. The last mayor sold his house and moved away about 3 years ago. So there hasn't been a mayor or a city council since.
So basically, because the mayor moved away, there's nobody running the town.
Right.
How does that work?
Well, no, there really aren't any services except for the water district, and I'm really not sure who's picking up the checks for that now. It just sort of runs itself. We lost our water master probably 8 years ago.
Wow. Diana, you guys are just barely hanging on then.
Yes. Actually, one of the other landlords and I have been really kind of pushing to get annexed by one of the two cities.
Why has that not happened?
Well, because we'd have to get buy-in from a city council, which we don't have. And we can't run for office because we don't live here.
If that's not a definition of a catch-22, I don't know what is.
It is.
Looking at the map, you guys are kind of basically being swallowed by Coeur d'Alene, but they're kind of picking parts around you.
Yes, everything is completely surrounded at this point by city of Coeur d'Alene or city of Post Falls. It can't go anywhere except being annexed, I would think.
But you need a city council to do that?
Yes.
And you don't have one?
No, we may have to recruit some of the retirees that live here to become a city council.
One of the 5.
One of the 5.
All right. Well, Diana, have a good rest of the day in Huetter.
Oh, yes. Thank you.
Well, along with owning some apartments in Huetter, Diana owns a Big Dog Used Cars, it's called, where she says she sells 1 to 2 cars a month. And there's a wall, she says, right behind her apartment complex that separates Huetter and Coeur d'Alene, or Post Falls. I can't remember which one. Diana wants the town to be annexed because, well, the water system, she mentioned, it's failing, and almost everyone there is on septic, which isn't good when you're less than a quarter mile from the Spokane River. So is Huetter a city or not? Is there a mayor or not? We called the Kootenai County office, and they said, well, there is a mayor, at least they thought there was, and they gave us the email of the city clerk because there is one of those for sure, but we still haven't heard back.